Indians are quite literally choking to death.
Delhi's air quality in very poor category. This air quality index has gone past 400.
Meanwhile, air quality index is at 431 in Anand Vihar.
कई इलाकों में एयर क्वालिटी इंडेक्स 500 को पार कर चुका है.
दिल्ली के कई इलाकों में एयर क्वालिटी इंडेक्स 600 के पार पहुंच गया है.
Air quality index has breached 1000 mark in several locations.
Unfortunately, at this time of the year, parali or farm fires are a major contributor.
एक राज्य में पंजाब, हरियाणा, मध्य प्रदेश, उत्तर प्रदेश, राजस्थान, आज हर जगह पराली जलाई जा रही है.
Smoke kills more than 1 million Indians every year.
When it is burnt, so we have got noxious gases, the greenhouse gases, which includes carbon dioxide, methane, incomplete combustion of carbon, so the fine carbonaceous particles, carbon monoxide, SOx, NOx, which are released in the atmosphere, along with the particulate matter, covering both PM 2.5 and PM 10.
The air quality is actually so bad that the effects start from your skin. So there is kind of itching, all kinds of skin problems are occurring, burning eyes, burning in the nose, congested sore throat, difficulty in breathing, even to normal people.
What we call as AQI above 300. It is detrimental even to healthy youth who do not have underlying lung diseases. Nowadays, there are etiotypes of COPD and there is something called COPD-P, which means that COPD was caused by pollution. So even a 24-hour duration of rise in pollution has been shown to increase the risk of myocardial infarction. In the respiratory system, it can infections, upper respiratory tract infection, lower respiratory tract infection. They make you prone to viral infections. They make you prone to bacterial infection. Pollution is a defined WHO carcinogen. But these pollutants, they not only cause cancer, they have various short-term and long-term effects. Amongst younger kids, amongst developing, like the developing brain is affected a lot. We do see increase in footfall in hospital when the pollution is high.
Stubble burning is a burning issue today. The main reason is that we had the issue of groundwater depletion a few decades ago. The groundwater went to alarmingly low levels. So the government instructed the farmers to shift the sowing of the paddy crop from May-June to July. That definitely helped the groundwater situation as the monsoon rains hit Punjab by then. But that also shifted the paddy harvesting to end October, early November. But that leaves only 10 to 15 days for the sowing of the wheat crop. So the farmer feels the cheapest and quickest solution to prepare his field for the next crop is a matchstick, and he sets fire to the stubble, and the result of that can be felt on the environment.
One of the prominent reason is short span for the next crop. Another is that the rice straw is a rejected fodder. It does not mix with the green fodder. And the third is the shortage of the labor. And when the manual cutting is there, they take out the stubble also. Now what happens is the labor scarcity is there and the use of combined harvester, as I had already explained. So this problem has cropped up. It has been estimated in Punjab and Haryana alone, these two states, constitutes around 87 million metric ton biomass or the paddy straw burning cases.
Stubble burning in the northern parts of India has become an increasingly complex concern for policymakers. Not only is it a contributing factor to environmental damage, it also magnifies public health risks. Many solutions are being contemplated to resolve this issue. One such solution that I am very happy is gaining momentum in the discourse is compressed biogas. Compressed biogas plants are just the sort of sustainable solutions we need.
In the northern states of India, the parali is getting burnt in millions of tons. We are talking about roughly around 40 to 45 million tons cumulative, which gets burnt every year. And we have a technology which can treat this waste and convert this into a renewable natural gas. Verbio developed its own technology, which is basically to handle any kind of agriculture residue.
And that is the best solution. Other solutions are very, small solutions like boiler use or the energy sector using the rice straw. But they are small, but CBG sector is the biggest sector which is now coming up well.
So a big bottleneck to even to start addressing it is to deploy or implement a complete supply chain solution which is able to collect this waste which is lying on the farms, collect it, transport it and store it. We are talking about treating roughly about 120,000 tons of paddy straw per year. Now that means collection over almost 40 to 50,000 acres of land. Now that needs a huge capital investment in terms of machinery, storage, infrastructure. So this entire infrastructure has been created by us.
Yeah, Verbio has been a pioneer amongst many others who have been allocated the Satat, as I talked about the Satat program of the MOPNG. And one good thing they did was they didn't leave it to the farmers or entrepreneurs to get straw to their unit. Rather, they approached the farmers. That was a more proactive move. I feel it was a great move and which has actually helped encouraging farmers to go in for XC2 management, and at least in and around the plant, about 10-15 kilometers radius, I don't think there is any burning anymore.
Very few fires are lit in our area now as the factory collects all the stubble. All of Punjab's air is filled with smoke except our area. The reason is that the Verbio factory is nearby and they collect all the stubble, so we don't feel the need to burn it. There should be more machines to collect the stubble. People will stop stubble burning completely. People get impatient and eager to sow and end up burning the stubble.
Aggregators will be given a subsidy for procurement of machineries which will bale straw and have a feeding arrangement to the CBG plants.
So that is how this crop residue management scheme was introduced by the Ministry of Agriculture, where the government contributes 65%, the company contributes 25% and the farmer 10%. Ultimately, the beneficiary is the farmer. So the owner of the machinery is the farmer, and the farmer gets into a kind of a long-term supply agreement with the company over here.
They gave us the full equipment package: baler, tractor, tedderer, raker, trolley. I've generated employment for 10 people because of this, and stubble burning has gone to 0% in our area. We now have a side business too. We sell the straw to the company, and we have given employment to 25-30 local people. We easily earn about 2 million rupees.
Right, so it starts with the feedstock collection. Once the feedstock is collected for the entire year, the technology is pretty agnostic to the type of straw. Now, once the feedstock is secured, we then take the feedstock through an anaerobic digestion process, right? And that is what you see in the tanks behind. That is a capacity of 80,000 cubic meters of fermentation capacity which has been created. Now, that is where the raw biogas is made. Now, raw biogas means we are talking about roughly 45 to 55% of methane content here. And post the raw methane production, the gas gets purified. That is again our proprietary technology. That is where the methane levels are taken up to 90% plus. So we have commercial agreements to supply this gas to the oil and gas marketing companies like Indian Oil and Gas Authority of India Limited. So these are our two customers. Now here we are supplying gas which is having a purity of more than 95%. We have been supplying to them since May 22. That is when the plant was commissioned. So we are talking about roughly 2.5 years of consistent performance of this first of its kind in India, which is a 100% paddy straw based biomethanation unit.
Now the government already assures that whosoever produces CBG would be taken over by the oil companies or the distribution companies thereafter.
In a major boost to enhancing the adoption of CBG, the National Biofuels Coordination Committee in November 2023 announced the introduction of phase-wise mandatory selling of CBG in CNG transport and PNG domestic segments of the CGD sector. These measures will help build the CBG ecosystem.
Another important aspect of the during the crop production system, the organic carbon plays a very important role. The present status of all over the country, the organic carbon and nitrogen is decreased. The content is decreased, and organic carbon has reached to the 0.3%. And for good soil, for good microbial activities and the high productivity, we need to have 3 to 4% of organic carbon.
As a byproduct, the process generates also a fermented organic manure. Because as part of the anaerobic digestion process, what we have created is very similar to what happens inside the stomach of a cow, right? So methane is getting utilized as an industrial or a fuel for mobility applications. Similarly, the byproduct, that is the fermented organic manure, which is the richest source of carbon, right? So what we have implemented over here is circularity in the true sense. So where the feedstock is coming from, we take the manure back to those farms. So with the improvement in terms of usage of the fermented organic manure, the carbon in the soil improves, which means the nutrient uptake for the cropping improves, which will ultimately result into reduced fertilizer consumption. But that's a long drawn process. It does not happen in a short time period. It will take a couple of years for that impact actually to take place.
Verbio gives us FOM. We've been using it for 2 years now. This has reduced our urea usage too. The crop ripens faster, and you can see I've already sown the wheat crop. I've been using the Verbio FOM for 3 years now. This year we've also used the liquid FOM. The results are very good. It has all the micro and macronutrients required, and my total intake of fertilizers is reducing, and the carbon content in the soil is improving.
The government of India gives a very huge subsidy on urea and DAP. And we also spend a lot of money as a foreign exchange by importing these particular two, fertilizers. If we can, start substituting 10%, 20% or 30% of urea by FOM or LOFM, naturally we will be saving foreign exchange.
The proof of concept is there in Leragaga. A lot of ministries are very excited, and we are in good talks with the Prime Minister's office, with the Ministry of Oil and Gas, Fertilizer Ministry, Agriculture Ministry, Ministry of Renewable Energy. So everybody is excited and looking what we are doing, and they ask, what is necessary that you continue, that you build another 10 plants? The idea is to replicate this concept. And for that, we have to get the business case right. What we need is a viable business case. So nobody will invest money when you are not able to make money. So we are not able to produce CBG on the same price like natural gas. This is just not possible. So we need a reasonable price for our product, compressed biogas. We need compensation that we are using straw, which is a bad feedstock.
let's say we need a compensation really to stop stubble burning somehow. And then we need some incentives for the farmers that they are also working together.
We are committed to developing a viable business case for agri-residue-based CBG plants, which will not only help reduce such stubble burning, but also ensure the built-up of production capacities over the next 2 to 3 years.
We see it as a win-win-win-win-win situation. First win situation is we are able to stop stubble burning with our technology. We are creating value in rural areas, that additional income for the farmers. We are creating jobs in these areas. Product what we are producing, this carbon improver, goes back to agriculture. So it is improving the soil, that it's getting better and more yields. And finally, our CBG is replacing fossil natural gas that helps India one step forward to energy independence. So from our point of view, there are 5 wins, and to be honest, I don't see any lose.
I am confident that Verbio will replicate its success in Punjab across India. I commend their efforts so far and assure them of the government's continuous support for the development of the CBG sector in India.
We didn't come to India to build one plant. That one plant is a showcase. There is a big market, a lot of cars here in Delhi, all the tuk-tuks are running with CNG. So there are big opportunities to replace more and more fossil fuels with renewable molecules. And CBG is one of these fuels. But in our focus, the main target is to get stubble burning stopped. The CBG what we are producing is replacing fossil natural gas. So India needs less imports and the cars are cleaner. So I think biofuels in India will make a significant contribution to get the country climate neutral.
So if I talk purely about, let's say, this northern belt of Haryana, Punjab and Uttar Pradesh, where stubble burning is really, this is where stubble burning is the most prevalent. This region alone can absorb 500 to 600 industrial scale plants. And when I say industrial scale plants, we are talking about 25-30 tons of biogas, purified biogas generation per day. So that is the scale of capacities which can be actually built to significantly address this problem of stubble burning.